Abundance, my people, abundance. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Abundance, my people, abundance. 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 Gratitude and abundance to all. Let's talk. Let's talk. Abundance. Divine. Divine. Divine supreme to all. To all. Peace, 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 gratitude, abundance to all. Abundance, gratitude to all. Red October coming, huh? Red October, huh? Oh, man, it's just so beautiful. No matter what goes on this October, next October going into November is going to be even more phenomenal. Even more phenomenal. Abundance, my people, abundance. 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 See all the activity that's going on around the skies, all the activity that's going on around the planet, the bull crap that they putting on mainstream news. Yeah, everything to keep you distracted. Everything to keep you distracted about what's going on right above your head on a day-to-day basis that they can't do nothing about. Shout out to Mr. MB33 and his subscribers that be sending in those videos from those rural areas. Y'all think the mystical one, how are you? Y'all think those fires over in Hawaii was just about taking down property? You see those mountain ranges that's right there? What you think? You think they just mountains? Nothing else is there, huh? That's what you think. And now just think about this. Those mountains that's right there next to that portion of the island that was burnt down, that they want millionaires and billionaires to supposedly be there now. Look at the mountain ranges that's behind there. That's all around there. And then look at all the children that went missing. You gotta laugh to stop from crying. Look at all the children that went missing. So you look at the fact that they try to tell you that it was set on fire by the elites because they wanted to build up property, but the ozone layer is being removed, and how are they going to live in one of the most highly radiated areas on the map? Because it's near the equator. So how that don't even make any sense to me. So how are they going to live there? Better think, better use your mind. And all those children went missing because somebody's food supply is being shut off. It is what it is. Somebody's food supply is being shut off. Call it what you want. Now they tell you that October 1st, the government partial shutdown. I wouldn't be surprised if they do it. If they do it, if they don't do it, it don't make a bit of a difference. It don't make a bit of a difference. But I wouldn't be surprised if they do it. Social Security, welfare, Medicare, all that shit, they want out of here. I mean, first of all, let me explain something to you. The universe says all of this stuff has to go. It ain't got nothing to do with Social Security Inc. It's just the economic system itself has to go. So just understand that everything happening down here is a direct result of what's going on up there. And and what's happening internally with the organic people on the planet. So just so that you know that. Everything that's going on around you, all the bull hockey crap, is a direct result of what's going on up there and what's taking place internally. So keep on thinking that this shit is a game. Keep thinking that this is just, oh man, this happens all the time. Where are my people at that was telling me, oh man, Kalai, this happens all the time around the planet? Oh, really? Oh, you ain't paying attention then. A blind man can see this bull crap. A blind man can see that this shit ain't normal. Ain't nothing normal about what's going on in this planet. Nothing. They have normalized a lot of stuff. We okay with a war here and there. We okay with certain people getting shot, killed, but now we got the sinkholes, we got the animals acting crazy in nature. You know what I mean? You got the crickets, you got the locusts, you got the crazy rain weather. You're getting countries and cities getting a year worth of rain in a day. I mean, you're getting sinkholes everywhere on the planet. You got the sun and the moon in the sky on different angles all the time. I mean, you got halos everywhere. You getting so-called sundogs, ice crystals. You got halos around the moon. The moon never looked so close to the planet. It looked huge. I mean, damn. I mean, it's an overwhelming evidence that something is happening on the planet that these people can't do nothing about. The fact that they talk about blocking out the sun. I mean, this is all just a joke. This is a joke. An outright joke. And like I said, they like chickens with no heads. Scrambling right now. Chicken with no heads. Chicken with no heads. So now you got these people out here that, see, let me just say this to you. For the people out here that's constantly keeping my brothers and sisters in this distraction. Now, granted, everyone has to be accountable for their own selves. So no one is going to blame you entirety, for someone else's, lack of awareness, because that's free will and free choice. But when it comes down to a quick solution to resolve the issues that to resolve 99.9% of the issues that are plaguing so-called black people and our families, our communities, our neighbors, is that we are being educated by the same species, by the same bloodline that pull some of the most heinous and unprecedented genocidal acts in history. And that's just point blank and simple. So it ain't even about physically winning. It's about mentally winning. And we never going to mentally win nothing because we physically dominate everything. So, of course, we can physically dominate another individual. But it's a mind game. See, heaven is right here. That's why they talk about heaven and hell. Hell is your lower part, the heel of your feet. Hell. Heaven is right here in your mind, your neurons. You got over 100 billion neurons, the same amount of neurons as stars in the galaxy. It's a whole neural network, just like it's a whole cosmic network. And you're divinely connected to each and every last one of them. And it's not only is it the eukaryotic cell job, the ones that was created in a makeshift cul-de-sac, it's not only just their job, but it's also their creator's job to keep us in a sleep and slumber as long as it possibly can. And other species have joined together with the lie and using their own ignorance, their own laziness to say that this is the way it is and not stand up for truth, honesty, respect. See, those things go way further than money. Way further than money. So when people say, well, it's not, everybody knows that so-called black people are genetically, uniquely different than everyone on the planet. This ain't racism. This is a scientific, biological fact. Everyone knows this. But it's a mystical. Excuse me, it's a mystery, not a mystical. It's a mystery. You know how we come up with stories, right? Excuse me, I apologize about that. You know how they got stories about history. The giants was there. The dinosaurs was once here. You know what I'm saying? That the mummies, they got all types of like history. It was all type of prehistoric animals and creatures that was here on the planet and that had intelligence. And they're scientists. What I mean by they're scientists, the eukaryotic cell, the scientists, they search and try to find the origin and where these creatures and animals went to or where they came from. And that's you. That's us. The mystical, ancient creatures. Now, if you really look at yourself as, it depends on how you look at the word creature from a biological, scientific point of view. Animals in nature are different. I don't look at animal. I don't look at the phenotype of an entity and judge its characteristics or and judge its heart. I don't do that. That's not me. I don't look at the phenotype of an entity and judge the characteristics or the individual heart. I judge you off of your actions, how you treat yourself and others around you. So, but that's us. They spend their whole time to have you constantly trying to have you completely in confusion about who you are. And knowing they know that you're everything, but to have you pointing in so many different directions about who you are, to have you completely divided from who you truly are. That's their job. Their job to keep you just like that. And to look and to always search for yourself through them. As long as you search for yourself through them, we will receive the same outcome each and every generation. So I say to my brothers and sisters on how we are so intelligent and how we care so much about our planet and we care so much about how we should come together. The greatest and the most significant thing that should bring all of us together. We can all agree on this. The number one thing that should bring all of us together is children. More importantly, our children. We all ain't got to come together when it comes to football, basketball, or what we should be learning or what we should be doing. But the number one thing that should bring us all together is children. And tell me what the number one thing is that this entity have had us fall out in love with. Creativity. We can fuck, but creativity. This being real. This entity had you fall. We fell out of love with creativity. Unless it's something that we are creating that's going to benefit them. We should all be able to come. If we can't come together as a single family when it comes to our children, the one thing that you can find in common in nature and all natural species in nature is the one thing that's in common is that they all maintain their own young. No matter what they say. You even with the animals see, let me say this to you. And this is a beautiful thing. I'm glad this came to my mind. Because the one thing that I noticed about Mother Universe, even when you create an artificial animal, the one thing that you see, even when you when you use creation, see, you still got to go to the source. The source is mother. You still got to go to the source. No matter how much you want to use mother's energy to do low frequency shit, she's still there. So even when the animals that they have created, aka the dog, even the female dog, she give birth to her puppies, another female dog will not raise her puppies. Another female dog will not treat her puppies like they are her own. You have some exceptions based upon how the living situations is, but that's not natural. So even with the animals in nature, they maintain their own species. So I say to my other brothers and sisters, enough with the other bullshit ass talk. I'm just being honest. Enough with the earth flat around. Enough with the bullshit ass relationship talk. Niggas know how to get together when they horny. Enough with all that bull crap. This is about our children. This is about our future. And because we have fell out of love with creativity and fell in love with laziness and ignorance, being complacent, we fell in love with that shit. That makes us acceptable to viruses and diseases, aka manipulation of the mind. See, let me tell you something. A person that's exercising, eating healthy, he ain't sick. He's thinking. So guess what? He ain't acceptable to viruses and diseases. A person that is eating only from the world. Mind you, let me just let you know. A person that eats only from the world. You know the people that eat only from the world. You can look at their plate. Look at the plate and see how they have their food arranged in their plate. And none of that shit comes from the garden, except for the seasoning that's on the food that they're eating. Even the food, even if they try to throw some healthy green shit on there, it's still cooked. It ain't raw. The way you eat is the way you think. That's just point blank and simple. If you don't trust, if your hardest thing is, if your hardest thing is trusting people, you don't trust the food that you put in your body, and you don't trust the decisions that you're making with your food. Point blank and simple. You don't trust nothing. You know what I'm saying? You don't even trust. You ain't trusting yourself. You ain't trusting your food. You ain't trusting nothing. And the quickest way to ever control a slave is to have a slave in self-doubt that does not know himself. That's the best way to have a slave. One you ain't physically gotta beat. You ain't gotta watch this nigga all the time. You ain't gotta watch this nigga. You already know what he gonna do. We already laid out all of the things that he's allowed to do and not do. And bam. Let's see which way he's going to play. So, and then we go over here and let me talk about this here. Philly. Last night, robbing and looting, huh? Tearing down stores and taking merchandise. Now, again, if y'all don't see the writing on the wall, I don't know, or y'all don't see the writing in the cosmos, I don't know what to tell you. Clearly, you got to think about something. Let me just say this to you with this case. Police officer, 2 cops. Guy go down the wrong street. Cops go after him. He pulls on the side. Cops get out the car. 1 cop go around the front of the car. The other cop go on the passenger side of the thing. passenger side door. The one on the passenger side door said gun. The one that went around to the driver's side door shot several times inside the car. Come to find out, the guy didn't have a gun, but he had a knife with a handle that looked like a gun. But he never got out the car. The original police report stated that when they first wrote the report up, they said he got out the car and he lunged at him. And then the doorbell camera, because somebody had a doorbell camera, recorded the whole thing and showed no lunging, no nothing. But however, it did show that the cop or picked up the voice that the cop did say yell gun. But the cop that saw the gun never fired a shot. It was the other cop that went on that went on the driver's side door. The cop in the passenger side never shot a gun. He never shot his gun, but he was the one who yelled gun. And the one that went on to the driver's side shot multiple times inside the car. So he was arrested. He was fired and he was arrested. The judge let him out released him. Not released him. Let me make this clear. The judge dropped all charges and said it was because it wasn't enough evidence. Now hold on. Let me rewind this. When the cop first originally shot this guy, he wrote in a report that the guy got out the car and lunged at him, so that's why he shot. And his partner backed that statement up. When the doorbell camera came out and showed something different, the cop refused to work with internal affairs. He didn't want to write no more statements. He got fired, and they put him and he got arrested. Now, and the judge gonna say, after he saw all the camera footage, know that the cop wrote a phony statement. The judge dropped all charges against the police officer, former police officer, and stated it's not enough evidence to trial him. Now, when they dropped those charges yesterday, which was a Tuesday, by the way, here in Philly, shit got real last night. Obviously, peaceful protests, then looting started. Now, let me just say this to you. This is going to be going on a lot more, a lot often, just so that you know, because of the area of the planet, the area that the planet is in right now. We are pretty much home, my people. And this entity want to have us show the cosmos that we like living like this, and that we will never change no matter what they are showing in the sky. So out of all the things that they are showing in the sky, because in every religious book, it stated that when God returns, he's going to show you wonders in the sky. And believe me, all over this planet, everybody has noticed that the sky has completely changed. Whether it's a purple sky, a red sky, lights, green lights, blue lights at night, meteors going through the sky, changing colors. It don't make a difference. Everyone, the low clouds, the dark clouds, the geometrical shapes in the sky with the clouds. I mean, it's a continuation. So, but this entity want to have us show the cosmos that we don't care no matter what you show in the sky or whatever this is, well, no matter what you do. The organic people of this planet love living like this. We're going to wake up every day and we're going to still take our children to their school, even though we know deep down inside, each and every last one of us know deep down inside that the education system ain't shit. Even the ones that have their master's degrees, their bachelor's degrees, and associate's degrees, anyone that's in the medical field, all of them, they all know that the only guaranteed job when you go to college is being in medical or criminal. Point blank and simple. And a lot of that shit ain't even guaranteed. But the only two guaranteed jobs going to college, whereas though that you're going to make enough money to pay back your loans. If you have loans, more likely you're going to have loans if you're us. That's talking about us. So it's medical or criminal. You understand? And it's based upon, and it's really based on what you decide to major in, what criminal field that you really want to major in. So again, So those are two things, and the other thing is the third thing, and you don't gotta go to college for that, is a mortuary. So these are the three things that are guaranteed that is always going to be needed: medical, criminal, and a mortuary. And criminal is fading out because it's going back to universal law. Medical and a mortuary is going to be the two things that's next. But everyone knows that this shit, your school, your education is a bull crap. Your economic system is bullshit. I mean, it's all, we know that deep down inside. We know that as a group of people, individually, collectively, different species, we know it. But we wake up every day and be content with the little things that is given to us. For example, like the Pepsis, the sodas, the juices, the cookies, the parties, the clubs, the alcohol, all of those drugs to keep you docile, to keep you in a docile state while you continue to move along and not take advantage of your own divine will and power. That's us. And that's what's being shown to us right now. That's what's being shown to our brothers and sisters across the sky. This is what we want to do. In fact, we'll lay each other out. We ain't got no problem we'll shoot each other. We ain't got no problem doing that. So, right now, whether we want to believe this or we don't want to believe this, the number one priority is don't think it's the planet, because these entities could never destroy the planet. You know, this is another thing, and I don't want to go too far off topic, because we still on the same topic here. But this is another thing. How the French toast do these people know? And I'm talking children. This is for the children. How do these grown ass people know that's in the conscious community that it was wars going on and planets blew up and shit like that? What type of evidence do you have that planets exploded and blew up because motherfuckers was on there fighting? Is that Transformers? Your information coming from Transformers? I'm just asking. I'm not saying that movies don't tell the truth, but it's virtually impossible. And I just want to tell you this. It's virtually impossible for any planet to blow up and be destroyed other than by the organic people of the planet. Keep you in a condition that will have your brain not to develop to its true potential. How could we trust our children with these same French toast people? That bloodline who did that? She golden, hey love. That's all I'm asking. How could you go to the doctors and feel comfortable with the doctors taking the pamper off your daughter or your son and looking at, they call it an examination, but a mild molestation? Oh, that's going to be a title. Somebody need to keep that and somebody need to write that down for me and send that shit to me. They call it an examination, but it's a mild molestation. Damn. Woo! Woo! Saucy. How could you feel comfortable with that? How could we feel comfortable with that? Because we on drugs. See, we think drugs is cigarettes, alcohol, and fucking pills. No, the pills that that's not at the pharmacies. You know what I'm saying? The pills that's on the street corners. We think that's the drug. The biggest drug is what you get hooked on in school. The biggest drug is what you get hooked on to cope with the shit that you're dealing with. Yeah, think about that shit. That's the biggest drug. See, a lot of us use drugs. See, so for example, somebody might smoke weed to deal with some of the shit that they got to deal with, right? Somebody might go back to school to deal with some of the shit that they dealing with. Let me go back to school, you know what I'm saying? Because then I can have my mind on homework on schoolwork and writing papers for at least 3 or 4 or 5 hours a day. Because when I don't have that on my mind, and I can't deal with this on my mind all day. So everybody, so people got their own choice of drug. See, because we think those drugs is just, you know, you see somebody on the corner drinking a 40 or wino, you know what I mean? You talk shit about that. But no. Some people drug is going to the gym. Some people drug ain't even going. Listen, do you know some people drug is not even going to the gym and working out, but just going to the gym and being around other people that while they working out and just talking. Meetup spot. Motherfuckers got drugs. You motherfuckers are addicted to everything, to coping, to not deal with the facts that are right in front of your face. That requires you to be the real woman or man and fuck you say that you are. See, because we become gangster and men and women when it comes down to each other. We become gangster and become men and women, no matter the age or size, when it comes down to each other. But we will fold up like a dollar store or a Dollar Tree fucking t-shirt when it comes to another species. See, let me explain something to you. This is where white people and all other races are going to go wrong when it comes to dealing with black people. See, all white people got to do, or all other races, well, you can say white people. White people just got to talk shit to you intellectually. But the moment that you put because black people don't want no problem. All white people gotta be like, what's your job? I'm gonna get you fired, or I'm gonna you fuck this, that, and the third. Call you all types of names and be disrespectful. Just like, for example, like the security guard that got jumped in Alabama. See, white people go wrong when they want to put their hands on us. Because see, that wakes us up. And this is what this entity don't like. He like, because when they start physically abusing us, that's why they couldn't keep slavery going on for as long. Because see, they knew at some point in time we was going to. You keep thinking that everybody was being butt break. Keep thinking that everybody wanted to be a part of this game. Keep thinking that. You got some real men out here. You got some real men out here. Seriously. We prisoners of war. We just waiting. We ain't even waiting for somebody to pass us a weapon. We just want the lock to come off the cage. And I'm going to come out the motherfucker. Just unlock the cage for me. I'm going to come out of it. Because you got some motherfuckers, you unlock the cage and they still won't come out. You ever see a motherfucker, you open up the door for your cat, been so domesticated, you can open up your front door and that motherfucker won't go no further than right there at the top of the steps. The cat been so domesticated. That motherfucker sat right there. You got some soldiers right now that I know that watch my video, those that even in Philly that I have run into and just spoken to, that don't even barely make any comments, but watch my videos, that have ran into my videos, no matter what city or state or continent the fuck they are in. You got some real soldiers. We all wasn't on our knees. Trust me when I tell you. We wasn't all in. All we need is the lock to come off the door. Every day we wake up, we looking for the lock to come off the door. You know, some people are talking about, oh my gosh, I don't want the government to shut down. How we gonna live? And then you got the lions that's saying, shut this bitch down. Shut this bitch down. How we gonna get gas in the car? Fuck that car. We got 2 legs. Let's make it happen. What's wrong with you? We got two. You should have been better prepared. Where's your bike at? Let's go. Huh? See, we got all of us wasn't, you got, like I said, like Harriet Tubman said, I freed over 100 slaves. I would have freed a whole lot more if they knew that they were slaves. If they knew they were slaves. So all we just waiting for the lock to come off the door. And every day we checking that motherfucker too. Kicking our foot up against that. Cause we ain't pushing the door open. We kicking that motherfucker. Boom. Showtime. This is our time. This is where Jesus, the Son of God, and I'm talking about the S-U-N of Mother Universe. This is where he get tempted for 40 days and 40 nights. Now let's go. Let's go. So I say to my brothers and sisters, how we not understand that the reason why we are right now in the conditions we are in today is because our children are still being, I don't give a damn if you build a school or not. You can't change the curriculum. You can't teach children a different history in class. And even if you do, so what? But you can't teach sacred geometry. You can't teach anatomy. You got brothers and sisters out here. We got YouTube channels that break down geometry and other classes of ancient math very well. Once you understand anatomy, you should be able to regurgitate it back to your children or another reflection of you very easily. And I look on some of these channels and I look at certain white people do it all the time. They do it all the time. Why are we not teaching our babies? Why are we allowing our babies to be subjugated to the same thing over and over and over and over again? And we blame them for the way that they look and the things that are transpiring with them. So I just say, just be prepared, my brothers and sisters. Star seeds, don't worry. The time is coming for you to really, you know what I don't like, and this is something that I've realized that this is something that I realized as well, just studying a little bit of psychology, and you know that they say that they don't want your children to grow up fast, right? Oh, you shouldn't have your children grow up fast. Like, so I want to ask you a question, right? Even if you was to go back and look at some of the cartoons from back in the day, Tom and Jerry and Pinocchio and some of the Disney movies and stuff that they have played back in the day, even if you was to go back and look at some of that shit there, you will be like, yo, they been doing all kinds of freaky bull crap for the longest, subconsciously programming our children. See, what they don't want you to do when you take your child home and you teach your child and you talk to your child straightforward. See, let me say this to you, and this might bother some people, but I'm going to tell you something. I come to find out that to me, this is truth, and this is pure. And when it's like this, it's a better relationship between child and parent. Now, let me say this to you. We be trying to talk to our children because we're programmed like other races speak to their children. What if we understood anatomy as a group of people, then we wouldn't we would understand that we don't have the same needs, meaning that we don't need to talk to our children about the birds and the bees. We don't need to talk to our children about how they need to conduct and handle themselves when they are in relationships and when they get older, especially if you're teaching them about themselves and being straightforward. Children are watching us. So now let me give an example. Your child knock on the room door, and it's a time of night that normally your child would be asleep. You know what I mean? And mom and dad is relaxing. And you be like, hold on, wait a second. And you open up the door, and child walks in, 3, 4, 5 years old, whatever the case may be, 9, 10, don't make a difference. Mom, dad, I don't know, I just couldn't sleep. I was just knocking on the door. I heard y'all still up. What's up, y'all? I just couldn't sleep. What y'all was in here doing? We was fucking. What's up? We was doing what we did when we made to make you, to get you, to bring you here. That's what we was doing. See, that's a total, now that's based upon what type of relationship you have with your kid. Now you could say it differently. Me, I'm straight up with mine. Like, so you could say it differently, man. We was in here, sharing sacred exchange energy. You're like, what's up with you? Why, what's wrong? You can't sleep? Go back and lay in your room. Well, turn your light on. Ain't no such, turn your fucking light on. Why? Fall asleep to the TV. I'm just being honest. It's about the relationship. See, when we do this bullshit, when we try to pretend to our children like they don't know what's going on and shit. Like your kid wasn't standing at the door, fucking at least 10 seconds, before they knocked at the door and heard y'all in there. So no matter what you was doing, no matter how quiet you may have been, no matter what, something gave up some sort of indication. If y'all in there having sacred energy exchange, your kid knows something is going on. So point blank and simple. So when we sit there and stop talking to our children like they're fucking fools and idiots, and we say we say, oh, you don't want your children to grow up too fast. But if you told your children the truth and you spoke to your children about creation and creativity and sacred energy exchange and not allow another species to do it, guess what? Our children wouldn't be so acceptable to practicing unnatural acts that's unnatural that's unnatural to life, that doesn't fit their biological composition. See, you build a relationship with someone through trust. So let me just take this to you. Even as children, the same thing can go for us as adults. If somebody is more upfront with you and straightforward with you, and you be like, even though this motherfucker get on my nerves, he don't lie or she don't lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just be straightforward. You know what I mean? More people respect a person that's straightforward as opposed to someone that's bullshitting, that's playing around. Now, mind you, you may not have a lot of friends. You may not have a lot of people that you hang out with, but you have a lot of people that respect you, because they gonna say, guess what? I can get the 100% bold truth from that mother French toaster. No matter if it's a girl or female, a male or female, I'm gonna get the truth. He's gonna be straightforward. She gonna be straightforward. You know what I mean? I may not like the answer. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, here's one. Two girlfriends. Y'all have intimate conversations. Like, you talk about your boyfriends to each other. You dealing with a nigga that's constantly arguing with you, and every now and then y'all get into physical confrontations. Your other girlfriend, a real girlfriend, when you say to her, listen, man, this nigga was arguing and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this nigga gonna put his fucking hands on me. Like, who the fuck is this nigga? This, that, and the third. A real girlfriend gonna say, bitch, leave that nigga the fuck alone. You kill that nigga and leave him the fuck alone. For real. Leave that nigga the fuck alone. Of another one, oh my gosh, man. And it's sad, man. It's really sad. Like, this shit goes on, like even with us as adults. She gonna make excuses and shit and not say anything to you in regard to how you gonna deal with life. Especially, I'm just telling you, we do the same shit Like, we do the same shit, man. And when you look at it, it's a constant circle. We grown children. A grown children. See, the one that you ain't gonna want to be cool with, she gonna tell you straightforward. The one that you respect the most, but you don't hang around the most, you can't tell her long stories and shit, because she gonna cut the shit off. She gonna be like, and then she see you with the nigga and you embarrassed about being seen with the nigga with her, because you already know how she feel. Because she's straightforward. Bitch, you still fucking with that nigga? Excuse my French, but y'all know how y'all talk to each other when it's just y'all two. Like, I like to fuck with real women. Real women. I'm not saying you're fake women because you don't call each other bees. But y'all know how y'all talk when it's just y'all two and y'all just be vibing with each other. We talking about y'all that really, really vibe with each other. And she gonna be like, yo, why you fucking with that nigga? Like, leave that nigga the fuck alone. That nigga is no good for you. You're not doing nothing. You can get some dick from somebody else. See, that's a real chick. She gonna tell you that shit. You know what I mean? But your other girlfriend, she not going to, the one that you like to be around, that y'all be around each other, she's going to say, oh my God's girlfriend. She's going to say, oh my God, I can't believe he done that. I can't believe that. Like, what made that nigga do some shit like that to you? You're going to talk about everything except for the number one thing, the solution. This is the same thing they got us doing out here in the street. We talk about everything except for the number one thing, the solution for us to stop dealing with this shit. Nobody comes up with the solution. Nobody comes up with the solution. That's why they gotta, where you from? What continent you from? I'm from Africa. I'm from African America. And then you got these niggas over here, my brothers over here, my brothers over here that's considered African Americans, that's sitting there feeding into this shit talking about we not from Africa. If we not from Africa, that's okay. But that's our continent though. What the fuck is wrong with you? You see what I'm saying to you? This is the part that be bothering me. Oh man, you see the Africans, they don't like us. See, and you know what? I would believe that if I wasn't ever around other people from other continents, and more importantly, African people. But when you get one person to say some foolish shit out of their mouth, and then they blow it up and make the video go viral and say, a person from Africa say, I don't fuck with people that's black people from America. A person from America say, I don't fuck with black people from Africa. Like, it's just that's some real kitty, small-minded shit. That's your brothers and sisters. Now, a lot of us say, well, Kala, how you gonna call them our brothers and sisters? They sold us into slavery. Yo, listen, let me explain something to you. Let me say this to you so we can all be on the same page. I'm not knocking how people feel regarding what took place with us. You have a right to feel like that. I'm not saying that, and I'm not justifying for the abuse that we have, I'm not ostracizing our abuse, or, you know what I mean? And there's no justification for it. But at no point in time that I'm going to hold it directly over just one group of people, my head, that we were enslaved. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to hold that against my brothers and sisters. Because just as much as we enslaved, we can come up out of this shit. Simple as that. We so divided. We don't want to do shit when we don't want to step up to the plate and do nothing that's of great significance when it comes to stopping this soul sucking system that we are attached to. We don't want to do nothing. We sound good. On these videos, we can make shit rhyme. You know what I mean? When it comes to dealing with life. But we don't really, and it's really appalling to sit there and watch a lot of my sisters that got children that don't make videos on how to go about teaching your children. Nigga, we got to go back to that. A lot of women don't know how to teach their children. Why y'all don't make videos about that shit? Because you know why? We want the views. If I tell you that the Palladians is talking to the Draconians You know what I'm saying? Because the insectoids is afraid, you know what I mean? Because some of them switch sides with the draconian species to enslave us. That's going to get views. But the first thing I would say is, who the fuck is you? And how you know all this shit? What's wrong with you? It ain't nothing in other races' genetic material or DNA that says what you just stated. Now, it's in other races' genetics. When I speak about genetics, I speak about the way I can bring extraterrestrials in genetics is because how did it happen? How did this get this way? But as far as like literally naming all the different species and what they are literally are doing right now, as opposed to what they were doing yesterday, this shit is like, and are you serious? And you can't see that the number one thing is them educating and medically evaluating our children? We can't see that. We can see everything else though. The Palladians, the draconian species ready to launch their attack. The draconian species about to launch their attack. Who the fuck? How do you know all this? And meanwhile, while you're saying this, we're saying this in the next breath that they are eating our children. They're snatching our children up. They are getting our women to abort children for the melanin that is inside of our children, as well as the adrenochrome that our children produces as well. And I don't get it. We say that at the same time. Millions of children, black children, go missing every year, aborted every year, and then we be like, well, if the wars get ready to go on between the draconians, they talking about launching their next attack. What about the attack that they already launched? It's right in front of you. Man, we listen, man, I'm trying to tell you. And this is what makes it so, this is what makes me like disliked amongst the populace. I ain't say the real ones, I said the populace. Because I don't see none of them doing any videos. The one sister that I seen that she's not even an Instagrammer. She's not even an Instagrammer or YouTube, and she's teaching her children the vital parts of the brain, the central nervous system. And her baby is 3-4 years old. And I'm like, how is she doing this? And she just like, I'm not going to say she just know, but she's teaching her daughter this. But yet you've been on these platforms for this so long and nobody came up. Everybody's coming up with the sisterhood. Come on, sisters, let's get together. Let's get together and go have a night out and celebrate what? How could women ever, first of all, we're going to just say this. Males, ain't no way in the world our children should be respecting us. Grown ass men asking another grown ass man for a job, an opportunity to work here. We killing ourselves to gain their economic system. Come on, man. Stop it. We didn't put this economic system together. This is their shit. This shit was placed together off of the resources of our planet. But with that being said, I also say, what the fuck are we out here celebrating? We get together and be like, girl night out. What we celebrating? How we celebrating another species taking care of our children? I don't get it. Let me tell you, people, this is why I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? What's happening on the planet is going to be for the healing of children, not just the planet, not just the planet and nature, but also the healing of children. Because the first thing that's going to happen, outside of all the panic that's going to take place and people that need to see things go on to change their life so they can have a different perspective of life, so they can see life for what it is, you're going to see it and you're going to experience it. But this is going to be about children, because a lot of people are going to, the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to get back to a family. And family is not going to come down to if me and you came from the same tree or not. Family is going to come down to the fact that we come from the same solar system. We share the same genetic makeup. And you have my best interest in hand, internally, externally. That's what it's coming down to. So I hope a lot of us, I hope that you are ready. I really do. I hope that a lot of my brothers and sisters that that y'all called me crazy many years ago. And I'm not going to say just my brothers and sisters, because a lot of us, maybe it wasn't a lot of us, but I know it was a lot of bots, a lot of so-called, it was eukaryotic cells that was telling me about the moon and the sky, the objects that I was catching in the sky, snowflakes. There is no such thing as star family. You're wrong about you're wrong about what's happening on the planet Kala. The dark ages are not coming back here, Kala. Everybody's going to be in the dark ages. No, it's not. Everybody's not going to experience the same thing. Yes, scientists know this. And those that was calling me and saying all that shit, now what you're doing is this. You are now recording the sky. You are now seeing what's happening in the sky, and you are now trying to put yourself in a better position to where as though that you can get through at least the next couple of months, because this is what it's going to come down to. It's going to be a domino effect. I'm not saying to y'all on October 1st that the government is going to shut down. Mind you, they said partial of the government. And I believe that the reason why they might call us, do a shutdown on this, I don't care if it's for a week or 2 weeks or a couple of days. It don't make a bit of a difference, because it's a partial shutdown. So the American dollar isn't worth nothing anymore across the entirety of the planet. China, Russia, North Korea now. I knew once North Korea, they got Iran on board at first, and then they went and got North Korea. North Korea was going to follow China anyway. So you got the powerhouses that's all together. You got Russia now setting up shit, whereas though they saying, you know what, we're gonna go on Ukraine differently, and we coming in full force. So you got things that are changing quickly and rapidly on the planet right now. And be ready for it. Be ready for all the other changes that's happening right in front of your face. If you're not ready for what's I've been trying to get you, it ain't even me, man. Fuck Kala, man. It's the signs of the cosmos, because I'm just a reminder. And a reminder is that I had to come down here and tell you, like, listen, this wasn't the way that we were supposed to live in. We was never supposed to walk with the human race. They get ready to cut me off of here, my people. That's the one thing that I remember. We was never supposed to walk with the human race, and we have time to get back on our game. The 7-year tribulation is for us to remember who we are and remind as many brothers and sisters to show them their own individual light, so we can walk in the flesh and do what the sun and the cosmos is doing. Abundance and